In a situation where you have so many different, vulnerable people and so much happening, you have to have that street designed, again, to make it very difficult for a conflict to happen.
One day after a tragic collision in San Francisco, we are learning more about the crash location and why it is known as a dangerous spot. Tonight, a vigil is being held at the intersection of 4th and King Streets for the 4-year-old girl who was struck and killed there yesterday. KTVU's Christian Captain joins us now in the city, and Christian, pedestrian advocates say this deadly crash could have been avoided.
Yeah, that's right. That vigil you were talking about just about to get underway. You can see probably the memorial here behind me that stands at the site where this young girl lost her life. As safety advocates say, with a few critical changes at this intersection, that accident may never have happened. San Francisco police are still investigating the circumstances surrounding the deadly collision here Tuesday night. The victim, a 4-year-old girl being pushed in a stroller with her mother and father in the intersection of 4th and King Streets. The girl's father, also struck, was last reported to have life-threatening injuries in the hospital. The mother reported to be physically unharmed. The driver remained on scene and was arrested. Police say drugs or alcohol don't appear to be a factor. Pedestrian safety advocates are saying this case with such a young victim is tragic.
We lose a lot of people every year in traffic crashes, especially pedestrians, but this is a 4-year-old girl, and it's not right.
Marta Lindsay from Walk SF says the little girl's death was the 11th of the year. Lindsay says the intersection of 4th and King is already on their radar as being a dangerous one, with pedestrians coming and going to sporting events and traffic rushing to get on and off Interstate 280.
This has happened before. Crashes are happening here all the time, and so those are the streets that need the most aggressive treatments by the city to really make it possible for someone to cross the street safely.
The organization says at this intersection, King Street is broad, sending a signal to drivers that they can speed up, and having 2 right turn lanes to the freeway is a recipe for disaster. Walk SF says the city needs to make changes here to make the intersection safer.
Reduce the lanes, no turn on red, so there's just reducing all kinds of opportunities for conflict. Pedestrians get their turn, drivers get their turn.
Giants fans Linda Schaefer and Carmel Stanovac were at the game Tuesday night and saw the aftermath of the deadly crash. They say they know firsthand how walking these streets to and from the ballpark can be dangerous.
I say it every game we come to. Too much speeding. What is the speed limit? I asked an officer today, and he said 35 miles an hour. Well, they're not doing 35 miles an hour out here.
Both regularly walk in the area near the ballpark and say vehicles go too fast.
It's sad to see all these cars, how they're going so fast. And 35 miles an hour, they better put a lot of speed bumps out here in order to stop them. That's the only thing that's going to stop them.
Now, police did arrest the driver of the car involved in that deadly crash. That driver facing 3 counts of failing to yield to pedestrians and vehicular homicide. And coming back out to our live shot, you might be able to see that there's a police sergeant and officer out here. And to give you a sense of just how aggressive drivers are in this intersection, one of these officers was actually helping people cross the street, and there was a large truck that refused to yield even for a uniformed police officer who was holding up his hand, shouting at him to slow down and to stop before making that right turn to get on 280. That truck driver just turned that corner and took off right away. The police officer here writing down that number of that vehicle, but it gives you just a sense of how aggressive drivers can be at this intersection. And by all the people around me, you can get a sense of how busy this intersection is as well. For now, we're live here in San Francisco. Christian Captain, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, and our hearts go out to that little girl's family. Christian, thank you.